One of the questions that I got asked quite a few times now is how Thai people are unable to say no, how Thai people are so indirect when it comes to rejecting your request. Yet, this same person would come to you and ask you about your age, or would ask you about your salary, or how much you pay for rent. So it seems a little bit incongruent. The same person that would not dare to say no to you would just ask you these blunt questions. But there are reasons for it. I think the main big reasons for that is social hierarchy plays such an important role in the Thai society. In most Western world, the key ideology is individualism. Everyone perceives themselves as equal to other people. You speak up on behalf of yourself. If you have problems with someone, you would speak up. You don't care if that person is higher or lower. Well, more or less. In the Thai society, there's more nuance to who you can talk to and how. The way that Thai people see the society is that the society is not flat. It's very socially hierarchical. It's like this big trees. There are some people that are on top of trees. There are people that are in the middle of the trees, the trunk, and there are people that are lower in the grassroots. And I know that this is not an ideal world, but this is actually how the society is organized. And this is actually how a lot of people still see themselves. Of course, when I speak about these things, I don't speak about it for every Thai person. I speak about it from the Thai people on average, on how the society at large seems to work. Anyway, when it comes to how the society is arranged this way, like the big trees, where people are in different levels of the trees, it means that people from the grassroots would be a bit more careful when they're talking to someone higher up. If you're higher up in the tree, you can say no more easily. And if you are lower in the tree, then it's harder for you to say no to those higher up. And so this explains why people would ask you these questions to suss out where you are at this tree. For example, you would hear Thai people ask you openly about your age. And that is very important because in a Thai society, there's so much respect placed upon people who are older. If you are younger, then you are supposed to respect the older. You would why the older. You would not argue with the elders. When the elders speak something, you have to listen. That's one thing that people need to suss out. You would think that this is in every culture. In every culture, people respect the elders a bit. But here in Thailand, and maybe in Asia at large as well, things work more dramatically. When I went to the uni, even when you are 1 year below, let's say you are the freshman, you still have to do this to the junior, senior, and sophomore. And sometimes those people would complain when you fail to do this to them. I don't think it's perfect, actually. I mean, I don't like this system, but this is how it is. The social hierarchy was so intrinsic to the point that even when you just a few months or a few years apart, people still wants to play along with it. A really interesting example is that, even among twins who's born in Thailand, you still have to determine who's born first. And the one that is born first will become a P, which means older siblings. So it comes down to a matter of seconds, not just days or months or years. Another form of sussing out where you are in this tree is to ask you wealth-related questions. You would see people ask you how much you make. You would see people ask you how much you pay for your rent. And I think in most of the societies, these questions, especially when if you're not close to someone, it's considered rude. But in Thailand, sometimes people would ask you point blank. They saw that you live in a nice apartment, they will ask you how much you pay for it, even at the first time they met you. When they find out that you are in the higher rung of the wealth department, then they would also put you more in the higher place in the pedestal, sadly. One time, I ran into a friend of mine from the uni in a mall, and we hadn't seen each other for maybe 8 years at that point. And my friend asked me, ตอนนี้อยู่ไหน which in Thai means, now, where are you? So I told her, yeah, I live in Chiang Mai, you Chiang Mai. And she's like, no, no, no. I mean, which company are you with? When she asks me where I am, she doesn't actually want to know my location. She wants to know which company I was working with. Obviously, there was a specific circumstance. That point, like 8 years after leaving university, probably people would focus more on work. But just the matter of fact that her question, where are you, means where are you working, shows that, wow, it's a very wealth gauging society to a certain extent. And how does all of this relate to the fact that Thai people are unable to say no? I would say that it's related very much because I think the ability to say no signify where you are in this tree. It's the power dynamic. Just imagine this ladder. People who are high up the ladder would be able to say no more towards people who are low in the ladder, whereas people who are low in the ladder would struggle more when it comes to saying no to people high up in the ladder. Maybe this is the reason why kids in this culture appear to be more obedient and less naughty. I would say that when you are foreigners and then you come to Thailand, and if you ask a Thai person and they seem to struggle to say no, it's probably because they see you as in some way higher. And I would have guessed that it's because a lot of people that you come across rely on tourism to live by. So in order to say no to you, who's customer, who's someone that they are grateful for their livelihood, it's hard. On the other hand, when you come across Thai people whose livelihood doesn't depend on you, for example, the immigration officers or policemen, you can see that they are more able to say no to you. They are more able to be assertive towards you. Not to say that they can't be nice, because they can be, but they're just more able to say no to you. One time I was on this island. I was in Gotcha with my friends, and all of my friends were Italian. We wanted to hire a speedboat. So we went to this guy at the pier and we asked him if he could give us a ride the next day. The answer was in Thai, so it was only me who could understand it. He went on telling me about what would happen the next day. His daughter had school in the morning and he had to go and send her off. And his wife, who's usually free, would have to go to the hospital. He had to go. So after 5 minutes, he finished talking without having saying no. And I turned to my friends and said to them, he can't do it. And my friends then said, wow, that's such a long answer for a short question. So that shows his inability to say no. And at the same time, it also shows my inability to say no myself, because I just let him babble for 5 minutes straight without telling him to stop. I need to clear the air a little bit. I need to clarify something, because based on what I've said, it seems like Thai people are so materialistic. The Thai people are after your money also, which is sometimes a stereotype of the Thai people in the touristic area. But that's not what I meant. What I meant is that there's generosity and kindness that comes from Thai people too, disregarding how much money someone has. I think the matter of fact that Thai people seem to ask these questions about money so openly, or seems to discuss a matter of money very openly, is because it's such a practical thing to do. If you are familiar with this idea of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, this Maslow's pyramid, I would say that Thailand, or like people in Thailand, are still closer to the base of that pyramid, which means that survival is still a big factor in life. So if you compare a Thai life to a Scandinavian life, for example, where the social welfare system is quite strong, in Scandinavia, you're not going to get starved if you lose your job. But in Thailand, you might starve yourself. You might not have enough money to buy food to eat. So the concerns about money are so practical, and that explains why people discuss about it so openly. And that explains why sometimes that's the first question that they would ask one another. I don't mean to say that Thai people are materialistic, but I think the practical ways of life sometimes encourage people to be or think a certain way. And if you look at it from the linguistic perspective, actually, if you know a little bit of Thai, you realize that it's very rare that Thai people would use the word no. And I know that you would probably disagree right now because you would say it's the word ไม่เอาไม่ไปไม่กิน but I would ask you to think about it a bit deeply. Those words ไม่เอาไม่ไปไม่กิน does it actually mean no or does it actually mean not? It means not, doesn't it? So in Thai, the word for no and not is the same word, which is mai, but it's mostly used as not, which means that it's very rare for you to hear Thai people utter the word mai by itself without any verb following it. From my experience, I would hear Thai people saying the word mai when they got angry, when things got really urgent, when things got really dangerous, when it's really intense. Otherwise, the word might would always be used as a not and not no. You might be thinking, well, there's very little difference between the word not and no. But think about it. The word no is way more assertive than the word not, isn't it? Language informs culture and vice versa. And this is also another reason why Thai people are unable to say the word no by itself, because in the Thai language, it's mostly used as not. So you always have to say not able to do something because this and this and this. You end up explaining in long sentences rather than just saying no. Thank you so much for watching. As you can just see right now, I use my dustbin to make sure that I get the focus right. So this channel is mostly a one-man show channel. Not mostly, actually, it's a one-man show channel when it comes to writing the script, recording the episodes, and editing the episode. So sometimes each video comes out quite slowly, but I'm gonna try to speed up. Anyhow, if you want to help support this channel, there are many ways of doing it. You can click the like button, subscribe to this channel, leave the comments below. If you want to support it financially, you can also do so at buymeacoffee.com/realthailander or here as well. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you so much. ขอบคุณครับ